It's good to have you back. Yes, this is Aviator Pro, and I thank you very much for joining me today. And it's a game where the trends are the same and you keep on having the same things recurring, right? So it's lose and then come back. So straight into it. Just beginning this video, there you see a stage time out. I hate that. And in most cases, when that happens, it ends up paying, it gives a pink or it gives a decent multiplier, and I'm sure many of you have also experienced the exact same thing. But like I'm saying, the trends have been the same. I start playing very well, I go up, and maybe when I come back in again I start having to lose. Then when I go all the way down, then I pick up again very quickly, right? So but anyway, what's important is for us to note the trends, right? And it's part of the reason why we share these interesting videos is that we should pick the lessons from what has happened, and this should help us to perfect the way we play this game, right? So what that means is, like for instance, now you can see my balance is a little bit high, right? So normally when I start playing, I focus on just building my balance, right? So that's what I do in my first sessions and maybe first, second, third sessions, right? I might start off from 2.5, 3,000, 5,000. It depends on the day and how it's looking. But I never try to play lower than 2.5, right? So the reason being, when if I go for it from early stages and my balance is low, especially when I'm playing a 200 maybe on the top and a 200 at the bottom, if you put 2,500, that means you can only play 6 times, right? So that's too much of a risk. So what I normally do is when I'm building, I put in 200, yes. But then what I do is I pick a 3x quickly. And if I get a 5x, I also pick a 5x. It doesn't matter. I'm not worried if it goes to 100. My focus is just trying to build. So if I get a 6x, I jump quickly into the 2.8s and something like that. And if I get 1,000, I get another 3 I make it 3.8, something like that. Then I play again. If I play 3, 4, 5 times, at times I don't even stay 2 minutes in the game. So that's the level of discipline that you require. I do not stay too much in the game at that moment. I just get in, I spend 1 minute 30 seconds. At times I take 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes maximum, I'm out. Right, so the trick is, when I get in there and it pays 7x or 5x or 4x, it doesn't matter. But I know what I would have done is I've picked up from 2.5 to about 5,000. I leave the game. I come back again when I'm on 5 grand. I work it out again. I go 5.5, 5.7, 8,000. I leave the game again. I come back again. I play again. I get to about 12, 15. So at this stage, I'm not even focused on the 5x and stuff like that. No, I don't do that. That is what I do when I want to build. So it's very important that probably you try and also do that strategy. The reason why I also don't post that is I'll at the end of at the end of the day, if I've been playing, especially over a weekend, I'll probably have something like 30, 40 videos, right? And the first ones would be probably about 3-minute videos. I'll have maybe 10 of them. And they won't make sense. I mean, putting together all those other things and then the main videos and stuff like that. But once I then gain, then I start going for the big ones, right? So at times I've asked myself questions like, if I've been going up all the way from 2,500 all the way to probably 15, 20,000 using a strategy where I'm just picking a 3 and a 5x or 3, 7x, at times I just go a little bit above and then I'm just taking the risks and stuff like that. Why don't I continue to do the same into the 30s and do the same into the 40s? Just getting patient and stuff like that. But at times I know it starts getting to hurt when you take a 3x and a 5x and then it goes on 300x. I mean, you'll just start thinking maybe this was the moment and I'm losing opportunities. Yes, because the opportunities they do come, but when they come, they have to find you ready. And one of the things is also that I should be ready, that when they come, I should be able to take them. But my objective at the first moment I walk into the game is to build a balance. Right, so building a balance is when you start whatever you start with, 200 or whatever, it's fine. All you need to do is just to pick up something and be content with whatever you get satisfied with that, and move away from the game and come back again, right? And do it again. You go, at times you go from 200 to 500, at times you double your money from 200 to 400, something like that. The importance of going out of the game and coming back into the game is to keep your emotions in check, right? You keep calm. You're always calm when you come back. You keep your senses in the most sensible way, maybe I can call it. So you keep yourself sane, you keep yourself going, because when you get under pressure, you end up making wrong decisions because you're so much under pressure. The adrenaline is running through your system. You always make decisions that are prompt, right? You can make good ones, you can take good risks, and you might also take bad ones. But what I guarantee you is 90% of the chances is you make bad decisions, right? So that's where I tried and tested my idea of going out of and coming back into the game. It helps a lot. When you come back, your mind will be set on what your objectives are supposed to be and stuff like that. So when you start playing and you have objectives, going in and out of the games at times pays well, because there are times I know you go out of the game and then it starts paying, and then when you come back you realize, oh no, that time that I left, something happened, something paid, and maybe they were good ones. Maybe there's 4 straight pinks there and you're thinking I should have taken advantage of 1 or 2 of them. But that doesn't matter. What's important is that you just stick to your idea, right? So I've been one person that has got lots of strategies and I always think about them when I'm playing, but when pressure comes, I forget lots of things. So there's one follower of mine who commented in the comment section asking for a part of the things that I've gone through that I regret, that I might have done wrong, that I think I might have done better. And I was upfront and very honest with them. And I told them, number one thing is, I've always regretted not exiting the game at a certain point, because you get to a point where you feel like this is the time to exit. I got profit, yes, but there's this edge that keeps on telling, maybe the next one, just play 1 more, okay, 2 more, okay, round this figure up, okay, now it's 19.5, okay, just play, maybe if it's up to about maybe 19, it's fine. Then when you look at that, you see it goes 0-0, then you're thinking maybe the next one could be a pink. Okay, let me just try and play again. And you keep on trying and you keep on trying. And before you know it, you are on 0, right? So those are the things that personally, I do not want you guys to continue repeating the same mistake. It's very possible to beat the Aviator. Very possible. Because this is one of the highest paying games. I don't think there's any game that pays like Aviator at all. But the tendency is that we think it's chowing our money so much. Why? Because of what our expectations. Our expectations are so high to the extent that we expect to get 100x's and stuff like that. Like I always say, this is a sort of a business we are doing here, right? You see that now it's on like 3x, 4x, going into 4x and stuff like that. There is no way in this world where you can get 10 times your money in a few seconds, or 2 times your money. I mean, 2 times is 100%. There is no way in this entire world you can get 2 times your money in a few seconds, right? I invest 200, and then in less than 5 seconds it's already 400. No, there's nothing like that. Or even in the biggest businesses that you can ever think of, the ShopRite, the Spars, whatever, the Pick and Pays and stuff like that, you realize that their markup is less than 30%. You see, that's in retail business, and all they do is whatever they buy and sell, they're working with numbers and stuff like that. But yes, look at their percentage that they get. They get a very, very low percentage. But that 30%, when we're going to translate it into Aviator, is 1.3x, right? When you try and calculate how many over 1.3x's do you get in a session, you realize that you can actually get over 1.3x more than 20 times in a row. you see. And you ask yourself the question that if it was a business and I've been concentrating on getting 1.3x all the time, that means I was getting 30% of my money. Where would I be? But the only challenge is probably we just want to see big figures. Yes, of course, because some of us are also displaying figures that are also decent. Everyone is also targeting to get those ones. Yes, it's also another way. It's also another strategy. But to be honest, this is one of the highest paying games. So it just needs to be managed. It just needs to be reasonable. And you need to control your emotions and know where your objectives lie and know where to start and when to end, right? So I was speaking of objectives in the beginning, right? Talking about where you want to be, where you want to end, where you're starting and where you want to end. It's very, very important, right? You might have the whole day to you. You might have part of the day to you. You might have a little bit of money. You might have more money. But if you don't have a plan, then that is not going to work, right? So by planning, I mean, you need to write your things down, right? Before you even start. I used to keep it in my head and I used to call myself a genius because I would try and tell myself, remind myself of the golden rule, right? So the golden rule is when you reach whatever you reach, you need to withdraw money, let it go to the bank, play with whatever remains. If it's finished, it's fine for the day. Don't reverse, don't do anything. You can close for the day and you start playing tomorrow, right? It's the golden rule. It's the withdrawal rule. Very important. But do you know how many times I've lost? I've lost more than 5 times. Big figures above 50K, more than 5 times. Because I'm trying to reach a bigger figure. I'm trying to reach 100K and I'm trying to reach 60, 50K for some reason. When I get somewhere, I just get stuck. And one of the worst I've always said is the one that I got to 97 with the intention of just getting to 100. And I'm thinking, if I start playing big, it's going to be very easy for me to get to 100. And I will even get an extra 10 that I can then use to start on the next session. But guess what? I start playing big. When I start playing big and I start playing the 2000, it doesn't really take time. Many people think it really takes time for you to lose. No, it doesn't. It can chow you in less than 5 minutes. And then as soon as you're done, you hold your head and say, what have I just done? Now you come back to your normal senses. That's when that thing that I always talk about, the going out of the game and coming back into the game comes in. To keep your mind calm, to keep yourself focused on the game, and to remind yourself where you started and where you want to get to. So look at it this way. If you can forget, because the Aviator will show you flames here and there, it will always get you emotional. There's no one who plays Aviator who's not going to be emotional, right? I get less emotional, obviously, over the times because I'll have a balance. But still, on either sides of the emotions, the positive and the negative emotions, I've lost. I get too positive to an extent that I start losing the big multipliers. I see a 10x and I lose it. I see a 20x and I lose it, right? At times I even tell myself I'm going to target a 15x. I get to a 15x and I lose it, right? Several times have I done that, right? Like in this case, you can see I've lost 20x. I've lost 20x on the first one. Can you believe that? That's like 4,000. And that's not nice, you know? It's part of what happens when you start believing something's going to happen and what. It's the risks that you take. So one of the strategies that I've then developed along the way is writing things down. So I write some notes. I put them on my side, right? And I always keep referring to them. I always tell myself every time when I play for 15 minutes or 20-minute session, I keep on reading what I put on the side. Remember to withdraw when you get there. Remember to keep it simple. Remember to keep it simple. So I always try and keep it simple. So you realize when I start my games on the 3rd or 4th session after building a balance, I start now going for my 5x, but I put my cutoff at 15x. I don't go beyond that, right? So I start playing. At times I feel, no, it's going to go beyond this, but no. Let me focus on that, right? You'll see on this session that there's a long period that I played that the only pinks that came, I think it was over 60 rounds of playing, there was only about 4 pinks. And of all the 4 pinks, they were all below 30. It was all above 20, but below 30. And in fact, most of them were below 25, right? But If I stick to my original plan to say I'm going to go for 5 and 15x, it means I'll be getting 4,000. Each time I get a pink, I've got a 4,000. Each time I get a purple that's above 5x, I get 1,000. But several times I forget that because I start getting excited. I start thinking it has given 4 pinks already, and the 4 pinks were below 20. Now it's going to be a big one, and it has given me so many blues, and because of that, it's going to. Oh, that's my calculation. It's just my thinking. It's got nothing to do. Like on this page, you can see there's a 26, 24, and I don't know the other ones. They just disappeared. But you can see there's so many. There's all those pinks, but there's nothing that has gone beyond 30. It is always between 20 and 26. Right, so if you write your notes down before you start playing, number one objective, you want to take your money from point A to point B, right? So for instance, you've got 200, your objective should be to double your money. Do not want to try and go for the big one. Remember, the game is there always, and the game plays 24 hours, and the wins are always there. The only thing is you need to be patient, right? So go with the objective. I've got 200. I want to double it to 400. So there you go. If you are able to do it, if you look in most cases, we are all almost able to double our money. But we need to be very careful. When we start, you've got 200. You are not going to start playing 200 when you've got, 2 Rand or 4 Rand when you've got 200 Rand and you want to try and double your money. No. Go there, try and put 10s, try and put 20s, right? If you put your 10s, your 20s in whatever currency, whether it be rupees or Bangladeshis, I don't know what you call them, but whatever it is, dollars or pounds or whatever it is, just try and go with something that is reasonable, right? If you put your 10s in your 20s, you see that in no time, from 200, you find yourself in 250, 270, 300, 330. The next thing is you're in 400. If you indicated on your notes that you want to double your money and exit, yes, double your money, exit. Come back at another time, start again, right? When you start again, now you're starting from 400. You tell yourself, I want to get to 600. You go again, you play the exact same way from 400 to 600. When you get there, exit the game, give yourself 30, 40 minutes, come back again. Check your notes, right? And continue to do the same. And on your notes, indicate I'm focusing on 3x, or I'm focusing on 2x on the first one and 3x on the second one. I'm playing 3x on the first one and 5x on the second one. I'm playing 3x on the first one and do as I feel on the second one, right? But no more than 10x or no more than 8x, whatever your strategy would be, that will be fine. But my encouragement for you is just try and make sure that you have notes that you write down and you constantly check so that it reminds you. So we've got a few issues that we've discussed now. You have to have the notes. You have to go in and out of the game. Never go for an hour continuously playing the game. Yes, I know there are times that you've got a good balance. Yes, you can play an hour, because if you play an hour, you get the flow of the game, you get the trends of the game, and then now you can conquer anything because you already know, okay, the aviator is going to start chowing now because it's been a long time, and then the next thing is you'll find out that for real it will be chowing. Or maybe it has been chowing, so now it's going to pay, and you're expecting, yes, at one point in time, definitely to need to deliver something. And really it does, because it's a system where it's fairly judged. These are regulated things. There are regulatory bodies, like gambling bodies, that look at these things. So there's no way really they're going to steal this money from you. If the system has excess money, right, it has taken money from people, it will still pay it back. The challenge is, you might not be there. The challenge is it might go to someone else. But your prayers, you just have to be the lucky one to be there when it's paying. Because after someone has left their money, Aviator is only redistributing this money, right? So all they get here is 3%, meaning they pay you 90%, 97% of the money. Just get to look at it. When the round starts running there, most of the people get to double their money. Where do you think that money is coming from? It doesn't come from the aviator itself. It doesn't come from the game. It comes from other people, especially the 2 rand guys, right? That 2 rand gang, the 10 rand gang at the bottom there. Every time it goes 2x, you are not picking up because it's 4 rand. It means nothing to you. But what I'm telling you is there's probably 2,000 people that are playing those small amounts. And every time it goes 2x, you're not picking it up, but it's someone somewhere picking it up. But for those people that are playing big, they see it that when they play 3,000 on top, when it says 2x, they collect. Where do you think the 2x, the other 3,000 came from? It's coming from other people. So the Aviator really on itself doesn't really take the money. It only redistributes its money, like on the system, it's all described. It only takes 3%. It pays out 97%. So right, what we need to do now is just to look at it in a way that we write our notes and we follow them. It's very, very important. It's an aspect that most of us need to learn. Several times have I wrote things down because when I start walking around, I even forget my notes, right? And because of that, I end up forgetting. And when I forget, I start doing certain things. At times I would have told myself I'm going for 10 minutes, between 25 past 2 to maybe 35 past 2, or maybe between 5 minutes to 10, or maybe 5 minutes to 10 p.m. to 5 past 11. I tell myself that's my session. I'm expecting something there, so I go for it. So when I go for it and I start enjoying myself, at times I enjoy myself and I forget. After I get there, maybe I will have picked up a 2,000-3,000, but because I forget and I keep playing, I lose that 3,000-4,000 and I go backwards again. So we do not want to keep on making the same mistake, because the rule that always applies, the golden rule, is to withdraw money. And one of the most important rules, I'll probably call it the diamond rule, is to make sure that you don't keep on repeating the same mistakes, right? So for us to do that, we should be able to at least remind ourselves. How do we remind ourselves? We write the notes down, like I said. So right, there I am. You can see I've gone down, right? And part of the reasons why I always try and show you all this is, look, I've been somewhere and now I've gone down and I've been losing. And I've always tried to say, when I lose like this, I try and go up again. Try to get a good multiplier and then try again and to try come up again, right? So I'm down to about 15,000 and it has given 2 zeros in a row, right? Which is a very strange thing. And normally when it does that, I'm already having a positive mindset. I'm thinking, yes, this is the time to start expecting something big to happen. So yes, Aviator is there just to teach us and show us, yes, there can be flames here and there and stuff like that, but we are very brave people. We are very brave people, and I would really love to commend anyone who plays Aviator. They are very strong. It's never an easy game, but one thing that I can tell you is Aviator can do wonders for you. To be honest, yes, but do not approach Aviator being scared. If you are scared, I would rather you just stay away. Keep your money. It will never take your money. But if you are a person who is going to take risks, right, like we always do, some of us are high risk takers. The fact that you've already started showing that you can play Aviator and you come here, you log in, put some money, means you've got enough, or you've got what it takes for you to play the game, right? So yes, when it shows you flames, like now it's showing me flames and I've gone down all the way from the 20s. Now I'm on 14 and I'm still going further down, right? Now almost into the 13s and stuff like that. I'm on 13.652 now, and I'm still going down, and I never know when up to when it's going to go down. So these are the times that I play longer than usual, because I would have built my balance first. Many people think I don't go through what they go through at the beginning, but the main difference is when I start, I'm not worried about the 70x that comes, the 150, the 300x that comes. I focus on, yes, I know at times I see I miss opportunities and I'm thinking risk, but I always point myself to say, look at the objectives, right? Look at the plan. Plan A's got playing to just double my money, right? At times I double my money and I'm also tempted to make another 100, another 200, another 300 or 500 on top. At times it's paying it's going to give you 4 straight pinks. Like you'll see in the end, it gave me 4 straight pinks. So of course I didn't really take advantage of all of them, but at least I got some pinks that I never really thought they were going to come, right? So one of the issues that I also wanted to take you through is, yes, we know we all want big wins, but my question has always been, are you ready when it comes? Do you have what it takes to take a win, right? I remember when I was playing in this session, at one point, I told myself that when I start playing and in this round, in fact, I'd already started the round, I told myself, I'm going to cash out the first one at 50x, because inside me, I had so much belief. And that's one of the tips that I'll tell you. It might sound weird, but for those that have ears, they'll hear what I'm talking about. There are times when your inner man tells you, it looks like this is the time. If you listen very, very, very faintly, you will hear that. You might doubt yourself because it comes in so lightly, very, very light, right? And I just suspect, no, this is the one. And I tell myself, look, and several times, if you've seen, I'm playing 5x at first, but at times I skip it and I let it go. I let it go 10x and I leave it. I let it go 15x. And the times I pick the first one on 15x, that's when I start feeling, no, this must be better. It could pay better or something like that. So in most cases, you realize that thing comes in, but you decide to ignore. You don't have the strength to wait, but you can't get the strength if you don't exercise it. You start strengthening yourself to say, I'll wait, I'll overcome the urge, because you need to overcome the urge to say, cash out, because you're always scared of losing. Don't be scared of losing. Never be scared of losing. Just try and try and be focused and go for it. Because when you lose, it's the same thing. When you lose, you will lose. Even after being scared, you will still lose. Aviator will not respect that, right? So you can see, I lost at 35x there, right? At 35x is 7 grand, right? And now I'm on the same trend again, right? And because of what has happened there, I'm telling myself, no, I'm going for it. I actually wanted to go for 100x. But in my mind, I thought, hey, what if it flies away again like what the 35x did? But at this moment, this thing came, I had the feeling that it's going to go above 100x. I would have taken 100x. But because I became scared, what happened? Now it's on 300. But what happened? I missed a big opportunity. Did the opportunity not come? Yes, it did come. But what happened? I was not ready. What do I mean by I was not ready? Yes, I committed to say, yes, I can do it. But I wasn't ready. As you can see, I couldn't wait. Right? So that is my question. Be ready when things like that come. And try and see if you can take advantage. You can see now I went up. I hit myself a nice 35k now. I've gone up. Yes, I started in the 20s. I went all the way down, I think, to about 11 or so. Now I've just shot up straight away from right about, I think when I went down from about 11. Now I went back. Now I picked up another 2 grand up there. And now it has given me 37. And that's not bad. On my objectives, I'm thinking when I get to about the 30s, I'm okay. Because I've picked up another 10, which is fine. Because if I keep on the same trend, I keep on getting the benefits. It's unfortunate on this one, it gave me a stage time out. So on the second one, I wasn't able to benefit from it. Otherwise, I would have taken another 50x and I would have taken another 10,000. I would have probably gotten into maybe 50k immediately. But as you can see, I've gone up and I've enjoyed myself. And yes, I'm now okay. I'm cool. I'm on 37k. I can start. Maybe I can go out. I can just check. At points like this, look, I've got 4 straight pinks. I know the 35x, I didn't pick up the 7,000. And then on the 63, the second one didn't pick up. It gave me a stage time out. Yes, it happens. But at times you don't have to be too greedy, because I was down. Now I'm on 37. All I need to do is to walk out. Now I didn't even pick whatever I had there, my 5x. I let it go on 9.66x. Why? Because I'm overexcited. And yeah, that's part of the game. But thank you guys for following, and I hope you pick one or two things from this. And you just remember, write your notes down and try and follow them, because they are the ones that are going to lead you to the next stage and to the next stage of the game. You improve your game, and then at the end of the day you will start winning. So something in the game for you, and I thank you very much. See you in